everything's organized into ecosystems, environments, and zones. And so ecosystems represent the largest possible container of things. Generally, you'd use ecosystems to represent a single product or product line that's going to integrate together. You know, in your case, it might be an entire customer. You're looking at being able to take one ecosystem of products where you've got a smart device in the field and then a combination of other smart devices that smart device can integrate with or can interact with, from smart lights to smart speakers, whatever they are, and put the knowledge of those things all into one ecosystem. So all of your service definitions and all of your plugins get loaded into that ecosystem. And then each user gets their own environment. So as a user boots up and they connect to your connected device, that device gets automatically loaded into a unique environment. That user also connects to other things. Let's say they connect it to a thermostat or a smart speaker. Those things will also automatically get loaded into the same environment. So you have this sort of convenient container that you can work with to understand what user owns which things. And a user to environment mapping is many to many. So a user can have many environments and so on. There's a users API that lets you create, as I mentioned earlier, any user. You call that user whatever you want as long as it's unique to that ecosystem, right? The ecosystem representing the full scope of the product anywhere in the world. So then that user you can refer to as whatever token you want to refer to them as can be assigned access to a given environment. And of course, the environment can have many users and the users can have many environments. So generally an environment would represent an entire facility. It might represent 2 or 3 buildings, and then you can use zones to organize in subsets beyond that. You don't have to worry about filtering your address space down. You can just say everything in this zone that can turn off, turn off. So if you want to dim a light bulb, you would say dimmable switch dot brightness and specify the brightness, and then anything which does not support brightness would simply ignore it. If you want to be able to filter down to a certain kind of device separate from what capability set it has, that would be a feature that is coming in a future release called tagging, which we can tag then and say this thing is a light bulb. So maybe there's some other things that change in brightness, but they aren't light bulbs, and we want to be able to say, well, it's those. But you can always address a custom set of devices either way. This structure was designed with the idea that it would handle pretty much any situation that could come up. But we've not seen it done in any of our competitors. They generally just have a flat structure, a giant pile of stuff, and you kind of have to sort it out on your end. But us providing the right security containers and the right ability to customize groups of devices and nest those groups is really, really powerful, because then we can apply security knowledge to those containers as well and custom metadata to those containers, and then be able to issue commands at some custom subset of those devices, and so on and so on. So there's a lot of power that comes from this very basic idea of building this 3-tiered structure. It also allows you to launch your own, if you need to launch a combination of different products and customers that are totally insulated from each other, you simply just create a new ecosystem. And as with environments, developer accounts are many to many on the ecosystems as well. So you can have multiple developers, multiple ecosystems, and map them according to whatever projects they're actually working on.